right, so we should start.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Nikki.
I'm Brooke.
This is my so-called whatever.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Good.
Had a very good weekend.
Excellent. I did too.
This is exciting. You did have a good weekend.
I had a great weekend. I'm still having a great weekend because it's Sunday.
Hey, yes.
The weekend is not over yet, folks.
No, we're not normally recording on Friday night, but it's cool. We're ready. We're doing this.
We are ready. And it's October.
Yes.
So you know what that means.
Ooh.
Here comes Halloween. Here comes Halloween. Yeah, so we're doing Halloween-themed episodes all month. And I feel like we're doing a little bit different format today.
Yes.
So I picked a theme. Like, I picked what we're going to talk about this episode. Nikki has no idea.
Right, we're going to do this because this is going to be fun.
And I think maybe we should do this for the rest of the month. So, like, next week, you'll pick something and I'll have no idea.
Yep. And
I think it's kind of fun. And, but it'll all be, like, based on Halloween.
Right.
My episodes will probably be very different from Nikki's.
I'm sure.
But that's okay.
Yes, I'm sure they will be.
That's the variety. Variety is the spice of life. So let's get into it.
Okay.
Do you want to know what the theme is?
Yes.
Okay. So I was trying to think about something that reminds me of Halloween. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big, okay, this is going to sound kind of ridiculous. I'm not a huge TV watcher, but I used to be, or I've always watched TV shows. Mm-hmm. So I got thinking about during Halloween, there were obviously Halloween specials.
Oh yes.
And there were your favorite sitcoms would do Halloween themed episodes and that sort of thing. And I thought, what was my very favorite Halloween themed sitcom episode?
I think I know what it is.
What?
Roseanne.
No. But
what?
Roseanne is an honorable mention.
Okay.
Because Roseanne, every single Halloween episode of Roseanne is perfect.
Yes. Can I guess again?
Yes.
Simpsons.
No.
Although
I do love the Treehouse of Horrors episodes.
Yeah.
Not The Simpsons.
Okay, wait. Full House?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to get it.
Just give me two more guesses.
Okay.
Was it something that ran for more than a year?
Like the show,
the show
itself? Yes.
Okay. Was it something that you watched in the early 90s or the late 90s?
Or neither.
Wow. Wait, were you little or big?
I was little.
Were you little or big? I just sounded like I was talking to Sadie. You were little.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown.
No.
What? Okay, I have one more. Give me a hint.
We've talked about this on our, not this particular episode.
I know it's not Unsolved Mysteries, so.
It's not Unsolved Mysteries. We've talked about this, though, on our podcast, I believe.
Okay. It's a Halloween-themed episode.
Yes.
How many years did the show run?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Perfect Strangers.
No.
That was a bad last guess.
Okay.
I'm ready for it.
I'm going to tell you, and you're going to be like, yes.
Okay.
That is what it should have been.
Okay.
Punky Brewster.
Yeah!
The Perils of Punky, episodes 1 and 2.
I don't remember that.
Okay. So this is
sucks. I will, though. I bet you I will remember as
you'll remember it when I read to you when I tell you my little description of it.
I am so ready for this. Let's do it.
Okay. So the episode, it was actually episodes 1 and 2. So it was like a 2-parter.
Okay.
Okay. The episodes originally aired in October 1985.
Ooh, we were 5.
And they were scary as shit.
Were they really?
Yes. Yes. I mean, so I rewatched
So why didn't
them.
I love these? You know me, I was all about the weird things.
So, you may remember it.
Okay.
And I don't remember it so much as a 5-year-old. I'm sure I watched it, because I didn't miss an episode. But, I would watch it in repeats.
I bet they didn't show the Halloween episodes as much in repeats, maybe.
I think they did, though. I remember seeing it, every, you know how, repeats will...
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
every, like, few months, you'll see another of the same thing.
Yeah.
So, in this particular episode, 1 and 2, Punky and friends go camping with Henry and Mrs. Johnson, and they get lost.
Okay.
They follow stupid-ass Alan into a cave. He was dumb. And Punky is the chosen one to save the land from an evil spirit.
Oh, my... Jeez.
And the spirit's name, okay, Owatagusayam. That's the spirit's name.
I remember this. Just
And-
when you just said that,
Yeah.
I was like, I can see it in my head right now. I can see. Okay, keep going.
And then various scary shenanigans follow.
Okay.
Really scary. Like, for a kid, like, I remember being, like, I would go to bed at night and think about Mr. Pieces. Do you remember Mr. Pieces?
Oh.
He was the man with the head coming out of a rock, and his arms and legs were coming out of, like, the rock behind him. He didn't have a body, but they called him Mr. Pieces because he was in pieces. But then she defeats the spirit with love.
Oh, of course she does.
Of course, exactly. So it ends all very happy and whatever. But and this is why I, like, struggled with telling you about it, because I wanted you to watch it. But at the same time, like, I feel like okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. I feel like if you watched it, you would remember it. Like, you would know this.
I'm going to watch it after.
Well, you're going to have to, because it's amazing. So, first of all, let's just talk about Punky Brewster for a second.
Okay. Let's just talk about her.
Why the fuck were they friends with Margot?
Oh, she was like the stuck-up one.
Yes. She called them peasants. I would never be friends with somebody that was like, peasants.
Because Punky felt like she could probably help her.
Punky was a do-gooder.
She was, and she probably was like, this girl's a B, but whatevs. I'll still be friends with her.
I'll be her friend. Because everybody needs a friend.
That's probably... And you know what? Margot didn't have any friends.
No, she really didn't deserve any friends.
No.
Because she was a stupid bitch.
Right.
And then Alan... Stupid-ass Alan, he got them into this mess.
Oh, Alan, I think, was in love with Punky.
I think he was in love with Cherry. I think him and Cherry had a thing going on towards the end.
Maybe.
But I could be remembering it wrong.
I don't remember. Where is Cherry?
Cherry Johnson?
Yeah.
She was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
She was?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she was her, like, friend, right? Wasn't that the show that she was on?
I don't think so.
I think it was. But...
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, we will have to look that up. I don't know where she is now. I always liked her, though.
Yeah. That refrigerator episode, man. Gets me every time.
Gets you right in the feels.
It does.
But I have to tell you, like, this episode, when they get lost... Okay, maybe it's just been a long time since I've watched Punky Brewster. They were not very good actors.
Oh, that's sad because, like, I thought they were, like...
I thought they were excellent child actors at the time.
I thought so, too. Like, Emmy Award winning.
Like, I wanted to be them.
Yeah.
And, I may have written a letter.
Anyway.
I don't remember that movie.
I'm totally tangenting. But what I want to say is, child actors... Him.
He was cream of the crop.
Yeah, Haley Joel Osment. Cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop. Where is he now?
I don't know, but I just recently listened to a podcast episode on him on Brink of Midnight, and it's amazing. You should listen to it.
Well,
I'm telling you, that podcast makes me feel like I can do whatever I can. Like, honestly, you listen to that, and it talks to all kinds of different people, athletes, public figures, actors and actresses, music stars, and like that one moment in life that changed everything.
Right. I need to listen to that.
Because I can tell you right now what my one moment was.
Do I already know what it was?
You already know what it is.
Yeah. Well, spill it.
Oh, and honestly, you guys have to understand the whole backstory of it, which someday we'll get into again. But it was when Joey McIntyre sang to me. And that sounds so crazy and so, like, seriously. But I will tell you right now, when something like that happens in your life, you believe that anything is possible. Like, I never believed anything was possible until that moment. And now I believe anything is possible. So, that was a large tangent, but...
That's okay.
Yeah. he is a great child actor. And so, yeah.
Well, the kids on Punky Brewster were not. But that's okay.
That's all right.
Because I loved it as a kid.
But that was like a lot. But like Full House, they were great. Because I've watched old episodes of Full House, and I think that they're okay.
Yeah, and maybe it was just they were out of their element, because I feel like this is the first time that Punky Brewster was, like, on location.
Gotcha. And the film always looked different when they were on location.
Yes, it did.
It was always like I was watching the news.
Yeah.
Instead of watching...
like
a show.
On, like, a soundstage.
Or I was watching a soap opera. You know how, like, the
it's different.
Film is different? Like,
There's names for that. And I used to know them.
It's like when I watch HGTV at your house, everything seems like I'm watching a soap opera.
Because of the high def?
Because of the high definition. Is that weird? Probably.
No, it's just different.
Kevin doesn't understand. When I tell him about it, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a real thing. And, like, there's names for it.
We should know this.
Like, that's why...
I bet some of our film podcast friends could tell us what it means.
Absolutely, I'm sure. They could school us.
Yeah, they could.
I wouldn't mind being schooled on that. I think that's
school
interesting.
Us. Okay, sorry about that tangent. Let's talk about Punky and her gang of friends.
So...
was Margot in this episode?
Yes, she was.
She was probably a smartass.
She was a stupid bitch. She sat next to the fire that Henry Warnemont so craftily made. And the kids were going off to do, I don't remember what they were going to do, actually. Maybe, like, get firewood. And she sat there, and she's like, I'm just going to sit here and wait for dinner. And they were like, no. She's like, I'm not going into that filthy forest. Literally, she said filthy forest. So
then why did you come in the first place, Margot?
Exactly. Like, why would... And then she's like, peasants. Like, why? Why would you even...
Doesn't she live in the same apartment building?
No.
Oh, that's right. She doesn't.
No, she does not. So...
Then how the hell are they friends anyway?
I don't know. School?
Yeah, that's true.
But, like, I wouldn't have been friends with her. And also, I'm surprised she goes to a public school.
Yeah, Margot. I bet she's got skeletons in the closet.
I bet she does.
I bet mommy and daddy are, like, embezzling money.
Probably. So...
Or, like, they're like, locked up. Was that an episode? Oh my gosh, I think it was.
It was.
They were embezzling money, weren't they?
It was something, and it was her father. And I think...
Listen, look at it.
It was like a very special episode, and she was upset because she was going to lose everything.
Guess what, Margot? You can't lose.
Come down to our level.
Right, and you know what? You got your friends. Get Punky.
Punky is there for you.
Good thing. Good thing.
Punky power.
Yeah.
So, anyway, in this episode, they talk about, like, Punky's very concerned about the trees the whole time. She's like, Henry, why is that tree dead? And he's like, I don't know, maybe insects. And then Margot flipped the fuck out because of insects. And then she noticed another tree was dead. And she's like, why are all the trees dying? And then they went into the cave.
It's a friggin' Native American burial ground, isn't it?
So, no, but listen.
It's a Native...
It's not a burial ground. But it's their land. So, they're at this place. It's called, like, Lake Waxahachie, something along those lines.
Is that the same place they went to camp?
That's where they went to camp. Like, that's where they went to camp.
No, but, like, where they
when they went to camp?
Yeah.
I don't remember. That'd be interesting.
I don't even know if they went to camp. I'm pulling this right out of my
I think they
butt.
did go to camp. They went to summer camp.
Hey, listen to me.
So, they got lost. Alan went into the cave.
Of course he did.
So they followed him in.
Don't you know, Alan, not to go in the friggin' cave?
But can I just tell you, he wanted to explore, and he thought that it'd be warmer in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was getting dark out.
Just like the refrigerator, right?
Just like the refrigerator, Cherry. So they go in, and there's a fire, like a fire, and they're standing there, and then this Native American comes out, and he is your stereotypical Native American.
Of course.
He has the feather headdress.
Of course.
And then another one comes out, and then, like, the chief comes out. Mm-hmm. And can I just tell you, in 1985, there was, I don't think that the verbiage Native American existed. Mm-hmm. She was like, oh my gosh, they're Indians.
Oh.
And so...
And she was scared of them?
Well, kind of, because they're like, who are these people?
Do you think it's because, like, a lot of other, like, do you think it's because, like, we've been exposed to Native American heritage, like, our entire life? Do you think that other people might be scared?
No. I don't think... I think that they were scared because there were people in there.
Oh, gotcha. I thought maybe
not so much
like,
that what they were.
Oh, gotcha.
But then when the chief came out, she
felt a little okay?
No, she put her hand up in the air and she said, "How?"
No, she didn't.
And then she said, "How are you doing?"
Oh, okay. She corrected herself. That was better.
So it was interesting, but he was very nice, and he explained to her that there was an evil spirit, and then Princess Moon. Remember Princess Moon?
No.
You have to remember this. So Princess Moon was their like savior before, and she got rid of the spirit. Well, Princess Moon is gone. Like, she's dead.
Oh.
Because this is like years, like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. He actually said many, many summers ago, longer than I can count, or longer than one can count, or something. Oh. It was a long time ago.
How old is he? Like 120?
He looked to be about 40.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he said that Punky was the one that was sent to be their savior now. And you have to fight the evil spirit with love.
Excellent.
So then they went into the cave.
Or what's going to happen? You're going to get possessed?
Well, the land will die.
Oh.
That's why, because she was like, oh, that's why there are so many dead trees.
Oh.
She was very concerned about the trees. The other kids were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh. She was the only one. Can I just say also, Brandon, I wanted Brandon so bad. The dog.
Oh, that's right.
Like, I wanted a dog like Brandon.
I wonder how many Brandons they went through.
I feel like they had like 2.
Oh, that's not so bad.
No, it's not. And like, don't quote me on that. I've like looked at it before, but that was a long time ago. But so the Native Americans go away, and they're like, okay, here we go. And then they get trapped in the cave, and then they freak out. Mm-hmm. And Brandon freaks out. I felt so bad for this dog, by the way, because like, he's a dog,
right?
He doesn't realize like, I'm a dog actor,
right?
So he's like running around, like looking scared,
thinking like, shit's going down,
thinking like, I'm really in a cave, right? Like, and I'm really trapped right now,
right?
And I have to take care of these kids because I'm a dog, and dogs are amazing, and that's what they do. They take care of their people. Aww. So, anyway, they run into a spider. Do you remember the big tarantula? And then there's a tomahawk that, like, appears, and Punky fights the tarantula, and she takes the tomahawk.
Yes, and it was very, like...
It was very...
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And it, like, spewed stuff out of it. Yes. And the graphics... Oh, man.
They were not on point.
They were 1985. All the way.
I when you said the tomahawk, immediately I knew what you were talking about.
So that is the first scary part. Like, that was really scary. Mm-hmm. But then, like, the kids all go missing. And then Alan's face, like, pops out of a rock, and he looks scary. And then Cherry's head, like, comes flying out of the wall.
Yes.
And that's scary.
Yes.
And Margot is, like, the skeleton that, like, is dancing around. And you look at it as a skeleton, you're like, clearly that's like a doll head. But then it does a close-up and it's Margot's face. But then it goes back to the doll head, and I'm like...
What are these people thinking?
Like, you're not fooling anybody. Like, that's not Margot's face there. That's a doll head. But then you close up on it, and then it's Margot's face. No, you're not fooling me. But whatever. It was still really scary.
Yeah.
Then the spirit comes, and the spirit, like, tries to fight with fire. And she's like, I can stand the heat. I always remembered that.
Good for you, Punky.
And then with cold. And she's like, I'm not having that. You blow some cold at me. I'm fine. And then she was like, I feel sorry for you. And he's like, you feel sorry for me?
Nah, oh. I remember that.
Okay. So this episode, as a kid, I loved it. It did scare me. And there were certain points where I had to close my eyes. Mm-hmm. Like, mostly the spider, because I hate spiders. Mm-hmm. And it was huge.
Yeah.
The spirit didn't really scare me. But, like, the other little elements did. But I just, like, I love this episode. I think it is perfect. It's perfectly 80s. Mm-hmm. It's perfectly Punky Brewster.
Yep.
It's, like, everything that the show was all about. It was everything the show was all about. And, like, as a whole. And... that is my favorite. But I think that we should discuss some honorable mentions, too.
Okay.
Because I know you're going to go back and you're going to watch this episode.
Yes,
and
I am.
We're going to post links. I actually found a YouTube channel That's amazing. And they have like all the Punky Brewster episodes.
What?
And they're pretty good quality. I put them up on my TV on Apple TV. And it was like, there was good quality.
Because you can't watch Punky anywhere.
No. Well,
why is that?
You can on this YouTube channel, and I'm gonna credit who it
Excellent.
is.
Hopefully they don't take it down because we all like go and look at it.
I know. Well,
because that's what I'm always worried about when I see something amazing like New Kids on the Block. That's like a concert or something.
And then it's gonna like come down.
And then it's gonna come down.
And they have all their videos watermarked too.
Perfect.
Which I think is great because it's just like they're like you're watching like the legit person.
Right.
And I feel like it's all good. So the YouTube channel is Punky Brewster, the number 4 ever. So it's Punky Brewster 4 ever. And we'll put links.
There's also a Punky Brewster podcast. Did you know that?
I did know that. I haven't listened to it.
I haven't listened to it either, but
I think it'd be really interesting to find an episode maybe where they talk about these episodes.
Oh, we should look
That'd be
at that.
kind of cool.
That'd be cool.
Maybe we can link to it or something.
Yeah.
If, for other people that might be interested. But as I mentioned earlier, Roseanne, those Halloween episodes were on point.
Those were pretty good.
Roseanne's an awesome show anyway.
I loved Roseanne.
I still love Roseanne. Like, I'll watch Roseanne in reruns.
Yeah.
Whenever. I think mostly they seem to be on Logo more often. They'll do like blocks. They'll play like Roseanne episodes for like 4 hours, and I'll just leave the TV on.
I love but I can watch Roseanne like that.
I can too.
I really like that show.
I can too. I'm excited for it to come back next year.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Is Dan going to definitely come back?
Yes, I think they're going to pretend like that last season never happened.
Thank God, because
that last season was terrible.
That was horrible.
And they know
no
it.
offense, but
it was not good.
No.
Like, I feel like it really just...
No offense to anybody who thought it was like the greatest, but it just wasn't.
I don't think anybody thinks that.
I think they just didn't know how to close it out. You know what I mean? I think that maybe they weren't ready to close it out. Like, who knows? You know what I mean? And they just didn't know how to segue, we'll use that term again, into that closeout.
And not like a mall cop.
Right.
So...
Which reminds me, I think his brother was at the game yesterday.
Whose brother?
Paul Blart. Well, King of Queens, Kevin James.
He has a brother?
Yes. I think so. I think he does.
Did he?
I don't know. He might not. But the guy that was sitting near us looked just like Kevin James. I thought it was Kevin James.
I think Kevin James is kind of cute.
He's not a bad... He is a nice-looking man.
He's like a big boy.
Hey, I think he's a nice-looking gentleman.
I like a big boy.
Hey, I think he's a nice-looking gentleman. I just kept looking over at him. I feel like he knew I was looking at him. Because I was like, oh, that guy looks so familiar. Where do I know him from? You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was like, oh, that's... And so I kept staring at him because I was thinking maybe if I stare at him, he'll look at me and say... Oh, Nikki, or hey, how's it going? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I just kept thinking, I know him from somewhere. And then Kendra's husband said, I think that's Kevin James's brother.
Well, it's so funny that you say that. Just because that reminded me of, do you remember me telling you about the time that Darcy and we went to a Red Sox game and we saw, I can't remember his name, but he was on a sitcom. No, this guy, I don't remember what show he was on in the 90s. I can't think of the name of the show, or maybe it was early 2000s.
What?
So, he was in Glee, and this is before he was on Glee. I'm getting his name right now.
I know who you're talking about. Oh, who is that?
I'm getting his name right now.
Didn't he have a heart attack on Glee?
He did. So he was Kurt's dad. And of course he's not like on this. But anyway, we saw him at a Red Sox game.
Really?
Yes, we were outside like Yawkey Way.
What is his name?
I can't think of it.
He's a riot. He's a tall dude.
He's probably kind of tallish. Mike O'Malley.
Yes, I love him.
So we saw Mike O'Malley, and Darcy and I had some beers, and I don't even know who he was with. I don't remember, but I remember seeing him, and we kind of went up to him, And we were like, hey, you're that guy on that show. Like, I didn't know the show. And he was like, yeah, Kevin James.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. And we were like, no. He's like, I'm on, King of Queens. I'm on King of Queens.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's even better. That makes me like him even more.
And we were like, no, like, that's not who you are. But we were like, hee, funny, haha, TT, hee, whatever. But, because we had some drinks. But anyway, that's what that just reminded me
Did you take a picture with him?
No.
That was it? That was the end of the conversation?
That was it. He was, like, with people. And also, that was before, like, we didn't have iPhones then.
Ah.
Like, I probably had my Razor.
That was, like, 2000s. Early 2000s.
It was, like, 2006, probably.
I bet it was before that. Because
I don't think it was much before that. I do think I had my Razor. So I could have taken a picture, but, like, you didn't really do that then.
No.
Like, I didn't.
There wasn't really...
It wasn't a very good quality. He was on Yes Dear. Okay.
Yes, Mike O'Malley. He's been on other things, too.
He's been on a lot of things, and I like Mike O'Malley. But, yeah. So, that's what that story reminded me of. Tangent.
That's okay. That's what we do. Do you know what I was all about? I couldn't wait till they had, like special, like, I couldn't wait until, like, 2020 did, like, a ghost episode.
I used to watch 2020 when I was a kid. I loved 2020.
Stuff like that. Like, that's what I was like, let's talk about the real stuff.
See, I liked the Halloween episodes, and I liked Halloween specials. Like
Charlie
the Great
Brown.
Pumpkin, Charlie
Brown.
Yeah,
I liked that.
And the Garfield Halloween episode. Candy.
Oh, I liked that. Yeah.
And, like, my mom always taped the, like, Great Pumpkin and Garfield, like, the Halloween specials. She always taped them for us.
That's nice.
So we'd watch them. It was like an event. Like, when they would come on, Mom would make popcorn.
Oh.
We'd have, like, Juicy Juice, because that's what we always had was Juicy Juice. And we'd, like, sit down together and watch them. And Mom would tape them. So then my brother and I would watch them and watch them and watch them and watch them until Halloween. So it's not like we watched a ton of TV. And when I was a kid, we literally had 2, 5, 7, and 12.
Right.
We didn't have cable. We didn't live where you could get cable.
Right.
Like, there was no cable there.
Yeah.
So we didn't get cable until we moved to Bangor when I was like 8 or 9. And at that age, I still watched the specials, but I wasn't like, it wasn't an event, you know?
Right.
And I would sneak MTV any chance I could get at that age.
Yeah. I think the same here. It's just that it's so weird. I don't remember what life was like before my sister moved out very much. Just little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of the time, because there was such a gap, like, I didn't watch a lot of kids' stuff. But I do remember going to my grandparents, and that's when I would watch.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember watching the Charlie Brown one.
Yeah.
I can remember watching the Garfield, because sometimes they'd play them, like, all in one night.
They would.
And Nan would get we would do popcorn.
Yeah.
And that was an event at her house. So
Air pop popcorn.
Oh, the one that you do on the stove that...
We had the one that you put the things in and you melt the butter on the top and it pops out into the bowl.
Oh, see, I'm talking... we had the one that was in, like, a pan.
Yes, on the stove.
Yeah, and you'd pop it, and I loved watching it. But I was always so nervous it was going to explode. I'd always get like, oh, I think we should stop. I think we should stop it. But I also didn't like Jack in the Boxes either.
I never liked Jack in the Boxes.
Like, I was afraid it was going to go boop.
That, like, element of surprise, I didn't like that.
Right.
I still don't. It makes me nervous.
I still don't either. Remember at the airport, Steve would hide in spots to scare me. Do you remember that? When I'd like just get over it, like that he wasn't going to do it again. Like, it would be it would be like weeks or months. And all of a sudden he'd go, like he'd come out of some like crazy, like a trash can or something.
That's why I hate haunted houses.
Yeah, I can't do those. Haunted houses. Fort Knox, haunted house. Haunted house.
Did you do that? Friday
with Robbie and Darcy.
No, I would never. You couldn't pay me money
and they
to
walked
do
in between us. And I was holding somebody's hand.
That is gross. Like, who is that person?
I thought I was holding Kevin's hand.
Yeah, no, you weren't. You were.
Thanks, Kevin.
They should throw me under the bus.
Because you let him do it.
Of course. No, I could not do it. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it. The only way I could ever do it, literally, is if somebody, like, carried me through. And, like, good luck. Nobody
My
could carry
legs,
me.
like, felt like Jell-O. I think the thing that made me the most scared was the random, like, Civil War reenactors.
What do you mean?
That were, like... I hope there were Civil War reenactors there.
Were they people, like, were they hired? Like, were they supposed to be there? Or was it, like, just people?
They were just, like, walking around.
Like, to be ghosts?
I think. Like, they were, like... It was very weird because, like, most of that was, like, horror type thing, which I don't like anyway. Like, the Saw movies and all that. No offense. Because Donnie Wahlberg, I guess, was in the Saw movies. That's, like, an element that, like, it's, like, demented. I can't...
I hate those movies.
I don't like that.
I don't like anything like that.
I don't like that. Like, because that's, like, too realistic. Like, too, like...
I don't like the visual.
No, I don't. Like, and it was, like, crazy stuff like that. It wasn't, like... Boo, or like Jason, or like Freddy Krueger, you know, like it wasn't like that. It was like, well, I mean, it was like that. Like, most of it was like,
it was visual.
Yeah, it was like a guy with like a chainsaw or like whatever. And then all of a sudden there were these like random Civil War reenactors, and they were like walking.
That would freak me out more than.
And because, like, you kind of think for a second, is that, like, part of the thing? Or is that, like, real?
Like a ghost?
Right. Because they looked really strange.
Well, they were probably meant to.
It looked like my eyes were, like
seeing
playing
things?
tricks on, yeah. And then I asked, I'm almost positive that Robbie and Darcy said that they were there. But Kevin didn't know what I was talking about. So then that freaked me out. But Robbie and Darcy were like, no, we saw them too. They were just random people walking around.
They were just there.
I'm like 99% sure they saw it. I can remember it though, because they were like, you know how it goes around in a circle? So we have a Fort Knox, but it's not the Fort Knox that like the United States talk.
Right.
It's Fort Knox and Bucksport. And there's a lot of history about that. It's an amazing place, and I love going there. My kids and I...
It's so fun to go.
We go there. We haven't gone this year. We go every year, and this is the only year we haven't gone.
We were going to go. We didn't for some reason.
It's really neat because you can walk around the whole perimeter, and they do this big haunted, you know...
Fright at the Fort.
Right, Fright at the Fort. And so in the middle, there's a big field. And there's, like, cannons and stuff. And... That's where I saw
the reenactors
walking around. And then, like, I'd see a random one in a corner.
Just, like, there. And
there was this girl that she kept following us. And she'd be in the corner. And I kept saying, do not touch me. Unless you want a black eye, please don't touch me.
Right. That's how I would feel.
Because I made sure when I walked through, I asked the people... Do they touch you? No, they don't touch you. I said, okay, good, because if they touch me, I'm going to punch them in the face.
Flat out.
I can't do touching.
No, I can't either. I can't either. Me. So I've never done Fright at the Fort, and I wouldn't be able to. I'm afraid because I don't like you're saying. I'd be more scared of the people dressed up in the Civil War stuff than I would be at somebody with a chainsaw.
Right.
Excuse me. Or somebody, like, with a bloody face.
Right.
Granted, I don't like that either.
No.
And if somebody with a bloody face jumps out in front of me, like, they are going to get kicked. Just saying. I wouldn't like that. But the people dressed up like they're, like, the Civil War people, just, like, hanging out in a corner.
Yeah.
That would scare me.
Hillbilly Horror Stories actually has a really good episode on right now about this place. This haunted house. I think it's in California. Could be wrong. You should listen to it. I started listening to it, and because this week has been so crazy, I haven't gotten a chance to finish it. But I need to finish it. It sounds really good. Yeah.
It's on my podcast list.
Oh, my word.
A lot of other podcasts.
My queue has gotten huge this week.
Mine's huge right now.
Huge.
Yesterday, I did listen to a couple episodes of the...
Reality TV.
TV.
I knew you would love it.
I love it. Let me just say, like,
she doesn't hold back.
No, she doesn't hold back. I love her. And as I posted on I think it was Facebook, she posted something and I commented, she literally had me at polygamous poof.
Right.
As soon as I heard her say that, I'm like, we're best friends.
Yep.
Like, that's it.
Yep.
I need you in my life. So I had like an hour and a half in the car. So I got to listen to some. So we have some housekeeping.
Right. We ended up recording on Thursday night.
Yes. For the episode you'll hear in a couple days.
Right.
For Block Party.
Right. And we did that via Skype, and it was okay. So I think that, because we spent a lot of time trying out different things.
We did spend a lot of time trying out different things.
And it was very frustrating.
But Skype, which is what we probably should have done in the first place.
Exactly.
I just spit.
That's all right.
It's worked out.
Right.
So now, like, we have a solution.
Right.
For when we have really busy weeks, like this week.
Right.
This week was very busy.
Right.
Nikki went out of town.
Yes.
I've just been really busy at work. Mm-hmm. And we had to come up with something because, like, sometimes we're just not going to be able to be in the same room together.
Right.
For a couple hours.
I think this is useful for people also who are listening to us that podcast or, like, getting into it. You're going to have times where you're going to feel like, do I have time to do this?
Right.
You got to make time.
Right. But you're literally going to feel like I don't have 26 hours in a day.
Right.
Like,
and we were able to do it. I think it would have been a lot smoother if we just would have used Skype. But there were a couple tools we wanted to try. So when we can actually just use Skype.
Right.
For when we have people on the show and stuff.
Right. And that worked out really well.
Right. So, you'll hear that episode. Then Friday, I drove to Boston.
Yep.
We got like 20 minutes away from Bangor and realized we didn't have the Red Sox tickets.
Whoops.
Yeah.
So you had to turn around.
So we had to turn around, go back, grab the tickets, get back on the road, which was fine.
Yeah.
But we got to the hotel late.
Yeah.
And I mean, that 20 minutes really turned into more than 20 minutes because it was like more like an hour and a half, because by the time we got home, then we got the tickets, then we realized we probably should grab something to have snacks, and it was just...
Yep.
Yeah. So, but then we got to Boston. As we're driving to Boston, I got a message that Jordan Knight was at the Red Sox game. Not the Red Sox game that I was going to. So I was like...
That's a bummer.
Arr! But I will say we had an amazing time on Saturday.
That's awesome.
It rained all day. It's like every time I go to Boston, it rains.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah. Oh well, right?
Well, right. What are you gonna do?
Right. So we went to Wahlburgers for lunch.
Jealous.
And
I could go for some tots right now.
I didn't have the tots, but I did have the Blondies by Jenny strawberry lemonade. It was really good.
That sounds really good.
It was really, really good. And I had the melt, which is amazing. It's like
good.
a grilled cheese sandwich with a burger inside. It was so well done.
Sounds so good.
And so the friend that I went with and her husband, they had never been to Wahlburgers. And so I was really excited.
Were they
for them.
impressed?
They were psyched. They loved it.
That's
Both
awesome.
of them loved it.
That's awesome.
And my friend's husband is like he loves burgers. Like,
oh, perfect.
He was very impressed.
Good. That's great.
And we went to the one. This was the first time I'd been to the one at Fenway.
Yeah.
It's like a little ways down from Fenway. And when
Did it have my picture on the wall?
It didn't.
Oh.
But as you walk in, I look up, and who do I see? Oh, hey, Joey McIntyre and Donnie. And
You
it was
did say
the
that
most amazing picture. So I had to
awesome
take a picture.
I want to see the picture. Will you post the picture?
I will. I did.
Oh.
I posted it on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well, I have to look at our Instagram.
Yeah. So then we went to the game. The Red Sox won.
That's amazing.
Which means,
Yay.
yeah, so
He was very excited.
Yes, it was an amazing game. Did he watch the game?
No, he was sleeping.
Oh.
But.
Because I guess we were on TV a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you record it?
No. I went to text you.
I may have recorded it, actually.
Shut your mouth.
No, we automatically record Red Sox.
Okay, I need to see it.
We'll have to look.
Yes.
I'll have to go through and look.
And also, we are working on our sound still, because I think it's going to work out to maybe record here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It seems to be.
But we're going to do make some changes to my office just to make it better sounding. So we have some advice from some of the girls in our podcast group, which is amazing. And so we're going to kind of make like a blanket fort
I think that's awesome.
in the office. So that way...
I think that'll work out really well.
Because I know right now it's probably echoing. So we appreciate it while we try to figure out you guys being patient. So
pardon our dust.
Yes. So, thank you so much for all the iTunes reviews that we've been getting.
Yes,
we really appreciate it.
They've been awesome. Thank you so much.
You guys keep sending them.
And if you want to go to our website, we have a link to our Patreon.
Yes.
If you want to donate,
yes,
please do. If you can't, don't.
Right.
If you don't want to, don't. But if you'd like to, please. It helps us, get some new equipment and get the things that we're able to get to.
And we're going to be doing a drawing this month. We're going to be doing a drawing this month.
Yes. Yep.
For the people who we'll be doing a special drawing, and we'll have an amazing, cool gift.
It's a surprise.
Right. And that'll be fun.
It'll be really fun.
Excited about that. So,
super psyched. Super stoked, man.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun, different, switching things up.
Different little format.
Yeah.
Nice to try new things sometimes. See how it works.
Exactly.
So, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And we'll see you at the block party.
Yeah.
And we're back next week with another Halloween theme.
Yes, we'll be back next week with another Halloween-themed episode.
Perfect.
And we might be... I'm pretty sure we're having some hotel issues, but I think we'll be on location next week.
So, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, very excited.
I'm very excited. That'll be amazing.
All right.
So, thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.